In this section of the course, we're going to take a look at the prototype design pattern. And the prototype design pattern is all about object copying. So we're going to delve deep into the replication of objects. Now, what is the motivation for using the prototype? Well, it just so happens that complicated objects like cars or iPhones, for example, they're not really designed from scratch. If you think that anytime a factory wants to make a new model of a car, they just do it from scratch, well, you'd be mistaken. They take an existing design of a car and they change it, they improve it somehow, and essentially they reiterate existing designs, making them better, making them more palatable to the consumer. And the prototype design pattern is exactly the same approach in software engineering. So essentially, the prototype is an existing object which can be partially or fully constructed. So you've already designed something, you've already defined, for example, a very complicated type, you've initialized it, maybe you use the builder to initialize it, and then you simply want to make variations on it. So in order to make variations, what you need to do is you need to make a copy of the prototype and then customize it. And that making a copy is also sometimes called cloning. But what we really need is we need something called deep copy. Deep copy is a situation where you're copying not just the object, but you're copying all of the object's references by making new objects which replicate the state of those references, and you're doing it recursively. So you need to make a complete copy of the object so that changing this object doesn't affect the object it just copied. And we have to make the cloning convenient. So we have to provide an API, like for example a factory, to make the cloning of existing objects a convenient affair. So the prototype is quite simply a partially or fully initialized object that you make a copy of and then you subsequently use for your own benefit.